you're here first. We're going live right here on YouTube now. So we're all officially going. Just want to thank you guys again for the great support. I'm going to open up YouTube here so I can see some comments. Oh, I don't have my mic on either. That's all right. Where is it? There we go. Sorry, folks. It's having a little technical issue getting all the cameras to work. So I got a little sweat coming down there. But yeah, okay, so let's see here. Let me refresh this. Got my buddy Brian hanging out. How are you, Brian?
Doing good. How's everybody?
I think everyone's good. You know, it's the holiday season.
It is.
Is approaching. So I want to wish everyone a happy holiday season, but also Merry Christmas and Happy New Gear. That's the joke saying Happy New Gear, right?
That's what Dan wants you to say, right?
Marcus, John Stahl, Sean J. Greener, Craig Spade, Jason Tralovic, Gino, Joshua Weston, Master Rick, Phase Table Soap. What's up, everybody?
I like Master Rick.
Master Rick.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know, but it reminds me of Shogun of Harlem for some reason.
Yeah. I just watched that again recently.
Did you?
Yeah. So real quick, you guys, I've been thinking about these different questions to ask and whatnot, and the one that I was thinking today that I'd like to see your comments on is what's the first song or riff that you learned on guitar? I'm thinking the most popular one is probably Smoke on the Water, but not quite sure. So I want to hear from you guys. What's the first riff or song that you guys ever learned? Luke McDonald said, "Notice me, senpai." Octosnake. All right, so while you guys are figuring out or letting me know, oh, wish you were here, Nothing Else Matters, Smoke on the Water, Smoke, Nirvana, Polly, that's a good one. Now,
What about Iron Man?
Iron Man's good, like I like if you're really a beginner, it's cool to learn a couple of one-string kind of things. So I'm going to tell you guys the first thing I ever learned on guitar, and it's the only thing I knew on guitar for 5 years, because I didn't stick with guitar. I knew one little riff, and it went like this. Sometimes it's called Spy Hunter or Peter Gunn. So that was what I learned. But you can do, it's not in the right key, but Smoke on the Water, sometimes people learn like this. Which I think is great. I like TNT on one string. Steve could learn that one. So keep letting me know. Oh yeah, Seven Nation Army. Another great one stringer. I want to say is this, my SG. You guys have not seen, I know no one's seen a new video with this SG for quite a while because I did one of those stupid things that we, guitar players tend to do sometimes. And it got knocked over, and one of the tuners broke off. And that was like at least 5 months ago, and I just hadn't gotten around to getting it fixed. So went to the Guitar Center. Anyone? Guitar Center? Went to the Guitar Center here in North San Diego, and Matt at Guitar Center, he fixed this up beautifully. And I just got it back this morning before I started this. So that's why you guys hadn't seen it in a while. But that's okay. The Killers. The boys are back in town. Yeah, that's a good one. Bing Bong Chi Chi wants a Smith song. Ethan Fej. Wild Wolves. Okay, so also I want to thank you guys, just for supporting Marty Music. And I released a fun new little series called Marty versus Marty, filmed right here on this very couch. And it was actually really fun to do. And, it was the debate of the Beatles versus the Rolling Stones, which I acknowledge is a cheap shot debate, to get people debating. It's a little cheap, Brian. It was Brian's idea. Because really it's a futile debate because they're not, really you can't compare any bands. But it was fun to do nonetheless, and I wasn't taking it too serious. Hopefully you noticed. So if you do have an opinion on the Stones versus the Beatles, you can go ahead and let me know. And then also on top of that, any topics or questions that you guys have, Brian, my friend Brian here is looking at through the comments. What? Tell me.
Zachary Disbrow says Marty versus Brian.
Marty versus Brian. That's a good one. It's not the same, not quite the same, but yes, I like it. There were comments in the Marty versus Marty video that were like suggestions or funny ideas that I am going to take. So there were a few in there that were really, really good. Yeah, and I'm going to do it.
Suggestions are great, everybody. They're always good. Always welcome.
Yeah, Brian just said suggestions are great. And and I do, look at your requests and all that stuff. So let's see. ESG, or it's not new, but it feels like new now that it's all dialed in. So feels pretty good. This is the first I've really played it since I got it fixed up. So Brian, how are we doing over there?
You won't be surprised to hear a lot of requests for AC/DC.
Good.
Surprise and Black Sabbath. Sometimes the guitar has that kind of inspiration.
It's true, right? Let me adjust this a little bit. Oh, wrong way.
We did get a Derek Trucks in there
The funnest part about that is the rhythm guitar track behind it. Almost the whole song. Almost the whole thing. Doesn't do that part over again. This part. So I heard, and I believe it, the source that I got it from was a very reliable source, was that when they did that in the studio, when AC/DC did that in the studio, actually, I mean, this thing's going on the whole time. I mean, that's going on almost the whole song. I heard that when they record it in the studio, because it's so accurate for so long, like your hand would be so tired, especially the alternate picking, that kind of thing. They actually took all the strings off the guitar, except for the B string, for the main part in the studio. And I know that's true, because when I hear it, it's like, who humanly can do that? Although live, he is coming pretty damn close to that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So let's see. It's been a while since I played these. And a little coffee. Yes, it's just coffee, folks. All right, another thing. I was talking about how I did something stupid and knocked the guitar over and broke a tuner off. And it was a very sad moment for my guitar that time. So I'd like to hear from you guys, what's like the stupidest thing you guys have done, like with your guitar? Like breaking it, or, there's these great compilation videos, like guitar fails, where people, a lot of them are the guys that try and swing it across with the strap. It's like kook slams for guitar. Although not everyone knows what kook slams is.
Kook Slams is awesome.
Kook slams is awesome. That's just the Instagram page.
We've had some great fake bands versus fake bands.
Ah,
Steel Dragon versus Stillwater.
dude, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Steel Dragon, the one with Marky Mark.
Oh, I know.
And Stillwater's
Almost
Almost
famous.
Famous.
Yeah. Those are good. That's good. Keep those coming. Yeah, Marty versus Marty ideas.
Isn't there a famous person in Steel Dragon? Like, wasn't there a famous musician?
Well, what happened was, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like,
But
it was played the part, I think.
no, well, I do know that Miles Kennedy, who's like Slash's singer, like when he's not doing Guns N' Roses, and he was in Alter Bridge. Miles Kennedy's the singer. He's in that movie as the guy that takes Mark Wahlberg's place near the end. So when Mark Wahlberg,
The young kid.
yeah, he like hands the microphone just like it happens to him in the beginning, and that is Miles Kennedy. And Miles Kennedy, I'm pretty sure, is the one that's singing for Mark Wahlberg's character. I think.
All along.
Yeah, I think so. So that's Miles Kennedy's little thing there. Now there is a weird thing about Miles Kennedy. This was before I was on YouTube. I was playing a solo gig at like a private party, and this gentleman came up to me, and apparently he was Miles Kennedy's uncle. There's really no reason to lie about it, because back then Miles Kennedy was, he is definitely kind of an underrated kind of guy because of how he's fit in, taking over things, But at the time, he almost sung with a reincarnated Led Zeppelin. So, and I know that's true. Like, no one ever announced it. Jimmy Page would never say it. No one would say it. But he was out there singing, they were like rehearsing Zeppelin tunes, potentially with him as the singer. Obviously, it didn't happen, which is probably a really good thing. But yeah, so that's one little completely random piece of trivia that I know about Miles Kennedy. Another thing, I saw someone saying The Killers in here in the comments on YouTube, and I actually played with the guitar player from The Killers at his studio. He's got a house here in San Diego. And I guess he's not in The Killers anymore. I don't know. I could tell there was like some band drama going on back when I was hanging out with him. All right.
Looks like a lot of people are poking holes in their walls with the headstock of the guitar. Or the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Let me think. Okay. Now, this getting knocked over and the tuner falling off was not the stupidest thing I've ever done with a guitar. By far, the worst thing that ever happened with a guitar was my white Fender Strat that I still have, and it's perfectly fine. Like, now you drop a Fender, most of the time it's going to be pick it up and you play it and it's fine. You drop a Gibson, doesn't mean it's better or worse, but just Gibsons are a lot more delicate. You don't see headstocks breaking off Fenders very much, but you see them breaking. You see a lot of compound fractures right there on Gibsons. So, but the dumbest thing I ever did was my white Strat, and I was playing a gig. This is before the whole YouTube existed, and I'd play these late night gigs and bring a couple guitars in case you break a string, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I was just rushing to pack up and get home, so I had put the white Strat in the car in its case, but I hadn't buckled the case, so it was completely closed, but none of the things were buckled. And so I drove over an hour home. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning, so I'm super tired. Didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, I got to get in. So I grabbed the case by the handle and pulled it out of my back seat, and the Strat just,
Did you get good distance?
oh, like 6 feet, dude. Like, it just went, I was like, no. And it flew out though like a frisbee. So it like, it hit the ground and skidded. So it's got some great scratches on it, but no like, no
broken
internal,
bone. No broken bones.
yeah, no
Just a
internal,
raspberry.
no internal bleeding. Yeah,
Abrasion.
road rash on my Strat. Some guys pay a lot of money to get the custom shop to do that for them. So, I cut right to the chase on that one.
So Amy remembers that your amp fell out of the back of the cab.
Oh, shit. That's right. That's my wife, by the way. She remembered that. Oh, my God. That one, but in all fairness, though, that was not my fault. I know what that was. So my friend, one of my really good friends from college, was getting married. And he asked me and my other friend from college, Lewin, who has a channel called GarageBand and Beyond that you may have seen. My buddy asked Lewin and I, because we're all friends from college, guitar players, he asked us to play at the wedding. So we took a cab from the hotel to the venue. And I put, it was a minivan, so it was a hatchback back of the van. And thank you, Amy, for the reminder. So, put the amp in there, put it all in there. And it was the cab driver is the one that closed it, not me. Like, I put it in there, but he closed the door, or apparently didn't. And we're at a red light, and he just took off, and the amp just tumbled out of the back of the car. And, yeah, I feel like he wasn't apologetic either, the cab driver. And, like, some people had said, oh, you can call the cab company and get them to give you money or whatever. I didn't do any of that. But yes, an amplifier fell out of the back of a cab once. And I'm trying to think what amp that would have been. That's what I don't remember. It's not the one I'm playing right now.
Not the Blues Deluxe.
I feel like it's my never trust a cabbie with your property, says Adam Fox.
So Zach Wilde and Jason Bonham are also in Steel Dragon.
Oh, okay. Zach Wilde?
Yeah. I just confirmed it. Someone said it. I confirmed it in the credits.
So he can't be in it the full time though, because I know Zach Wilde. I don't know. I only saw it once.
They
Sorry.
say he's the guitarist, and Jason Bonham is
You can't deny the internet.
Well, they could be wearing some good outfits, good costumes.
It's just, you know what? I saw it one time. The thing is, I don't know. I played in real bands at the time, so it was kind of like when you if you're like a chef and you watch a movie about a chef and you're like, oh, it's not authentic for me, but everyone else is entertained. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that movie.
What, Chef?
No.
Oh, Steel Dragon?
The Rock
Yeah,
Star.
no.
I love
Well, it's also based on a real,
Judas Priest.
yeah. The Ripper was I hope everyone is familiar with that. If you're not, in real life, not in Hollywood, but in real life, Judas Priest found one of their guitar player saw a Judas Priest tribute band, and the singer sounded exactly like Rob from Judas Priest, so they literally hired a tribute singer. But then that's not that weird anymore because Journey did the same thing. Right, Brian?
And why not? Yeah.
They're a lot cheaper. I promise you that guy from Journey, I'm sure he's making a great living, but he's still a lot more affordable than Steve Perry. And they probably don't have to put up with, lead singer shenanigans. Although they probably do. After a certain amount of time, yeah, it just happens naturally.
Have you ever dressed like Kiss? Ozzy Pharaoh asks.
No. I mean, I had to think about it for a second because there's been times where I put white and black makeup on, but never officially as a Kiss member. What I will say is, I was born in 1974. If I was born in 1972 or 71, then I most likely would have Kiss stuff around instead of Star Wars stuff.
Kiss tattoo, Kiss Army.
Yeah. So one of my guitar tours, episodes that I did. Shameless plug. Ding. Ryan, the guy Ryan, well, his name's Ryan, but he plays guitar and sings in Gene Simmons' solo band. And sure enough, he was just a couple years older, and his whole man cave that we filmed in was a complete Kiss shrine. So what I remember is the super cornball cheesy movie Phantom at the amusement park or whatever. Do you know that one, Brian? Brian's most definitely not a Kiss person, but they did a really corny made-for-TV movie, and it takes place. They filmed it at Magic Mountain, which is near LA, and it's like the Phantom of the amusement park kind of thing.
Love it.
And there's like a fake robot Kiss band, like
They
of
the evil.
yeah. And like apparently, like some of the guys in Kiss, not Gene, but like I think it was what's the original lead guitar player? No, the lead guitar player, Ace Frehley. I guess Ace Frehley was like so messed up when they were filming that they actually had like a stand-in play him, and like had none of it was his speaking voice in the whole thing. They had some like guy come in and overdub his speaking voice. Anyway, look up the Kiss movie. All I'm saying is I'm just a couple years too young for that Kiss phenomenon.
Corey Cofield asked, what if you're born in 1970 and you have both Star Wars and Kiss posters on the wall?
I believe it. I'm just saying for me, like, because the reason my perspective on that is because I went to college and I ended up being a music major, and the college music majors that were just like 1 and 2 years ahead of me, they were doing Kiss shit all the time, and they had every Halloween they did it. They still do it. They're called Love Gun in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they still on Halloween dress up like Kiss. So I never did it. What have I?
Steph LCZ really wants to hear some Black Sabbath.
Okay. The only problem is like, when I'm not prepared, I'll remember parts, but not like the whole thing, There's yeah. S2, yeah. Isn't that NIB? Oh yeah! Is that NIB? Tell me if that's NIB. I think it is. Steve, is that NIB? Oh yeah! The one I like is the Wizard. A wizard walks by without warning, running in now without warning. Let's see. Just keep talking, running in the shadows. That one really reminds me of a Tenacious D, like that inspired Tenacious D. Dio inspired Tenacious D too, but like that kind of epic thing, I almost broke it again. Come on, yo! Ozzy. He was the best get the energy going guy, right? I mean, there's better. You could argue Marty versus Marty, best frontman.
Nick's pretty good.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying, like, Ozzy is the Prince of Darkness. Like, he's like, you're like, oh my God, he's crazy. Like, what's going to happen, right? My favorite part. So, we're all just hanging out, right? I don't have to do it perfect, so I'm scooting my looper pedal over here. So let's see. I don't know what was going on with that. Let's see. So someone said Eminem a lot. I always like that. And then I go, yo, 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 yo. What's up with that? Every rapper, that's like a whole thing where like before you start spitting your verse, you're like, yo, yo, yo. Okay, yo. Yo, 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 yo. I think it's kind of like a mic check. Mic check, mic check.
Calling to attention.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and someone said, why'd you take off all your Guns N' Roses lessons? Seen that comment a lot. It's because Guns N' Roses don't want them up. It's as simple as that, you know. I'm able to do the lessons, and most bands, like even a band like Metallica or whatever, they're totally cool with it. But Guns N' Roses, they're apparently not. So I had to take them down, you guys. Same with Stairway to Heaven. They just didn't want it up. I'm not in trouble, but they can't be up right now.
So you got NIB right. You've had plenty of
Okay.
confirmations.
Good.
Ozzy had the zombie shuffle.
Yeah.
And Mick Jagger has like the chicken walk.
The rooster.
Yeah. Ozzy
And the
does,
clap.
Like, the zombie.
Yeah. And then also, Mick Jagger likes to point. Yo, and yo, and yo, and yo, and yo, and yo, and yo.
And Ozzy likes to clap.
Ozzy loves to clap. And then, like, you got Robert Plant. Doesn't he do, like, he does, like, that kind of thing?
Do the hands.
Hand, yeah. It's, like, kind of that kind of thing. Then you've got the Ian Anderson, the flamingo leg. That's the Ian Anderson. You got the snake dance, Axl, right? See, these things aren't by accident, people. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Does the spinning mic.
I was about to say that. Marty Schwartz wears this silly hat. Yeah. So funny, like, I fell into the hat. It was a complete accident. But then when I first started to get people asking for lessons or starting to get noticed on YouTube, it was always like, we want the guy in the hat. And then, or where's the guy in the hat? That's what, oh, I knew it was you because of the hat, you know, that kind of thing. So you just fall into these little branding trademarks, and it really helps you. Because think about Slash. Yeah, he doesn't wear the top hat all the time, but like if you were to draw a little cartoon of Slash, it's a top hat. Take it back another step, draw a little cartoon of a little stick figure with a guitar and a top hat, and be like, who is that? You'd be like, oh, that's Slash. You know what I mean? So there's these things that just were happy accidents. But anyway. Any other topics, you guys, that you're interested in? You know, my stomach's starting to growl a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Also, once again, I want to wish you guys all happy holidays, Merry Christmas. You know, no war on Christmas here. I don't know if everyone saw. Brian, did you see that I got the Buddy the Elf cutout?
Yeah.
Did you see that? So I bought a life-size Buddy the Elf cutout for the family, and it was a big hit. Big hit.
Somebody swapped the faces on your thing.
I saw that.
That was awesome.
No, that was the other thing that is so amazing, you guys. So I was just stupid late night photo. I've been practicing my Photoshop skills because I make thumbnails with Photoshop and, you know, make myself laugh sometimes with Photoshop. But so I'd seen this amazing, like one of those just meme pictures of a dog with a pizza over his back, like a saddle, like, you know, like it was like a little pug with a giant pepperoni pizza like over his back, like a saddle. And I was like, that's the funniest picture I ever saw. So I'm like, I'm taking that for something, I don't know what. And I was just messing around, and so I was like, oh, I like, you know, space and Star Wars and science fiction and everything. So I did the space backdrop, then I did the dog in the middle of space, and I was like, oh, he's got to be riding some cosmic space animal. So then I Googled dolphin, you know, saw a picture of dolphin jumping out of the water, so I cut that out. Really, I was practicing my cutouts and layering and everything. But so I made this whole little thing, and then I was like, oh, it's missing one thing. It's missing one of those Star Wars guitars, like where people modify a Star Wars toy ship and turn it into a guitar. So I found a Star Wars guitar thing, and I put that in space, and then I just put a little Marty Music logo because I was just entertaining myself. But there was like 20 reimaginings of that from you guys watching, where you took the same picture, and one was like it was like an old lady walking a dog, and he put me walking the pug on top of the dolphin, but with an old lady body, and some old Googled picture of me like from 20 years ago. Like I look much younger. And then there was just a bunch of reimaginings where people went on Photoshop and actually put the effort into making their own little mashup of it. So just know I saw those and I got a huge kick out of it. It was super entertaining. So thank you for that. Anton Razuk, Shriv, Cathal Byrne, Owen Baker, Ian Walensky, Ed Pooner, Zach Thompson, Spitfire Boys again, yeah, Glenn Howarth, Johnny, Jamie, Hampus Anderson, Steve S., King Skull, Spitfire Boys again, Figgy Skater, as in figure skater, wow, shorthand.
Reminds me of Ziggy Piggy.
Yeah. Oh, looks like my YouTube's present. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so let me open up Facebook. I want to give some Facebook people a little shout-outs, and then we're going to go get some food. It's been 45 minutes that this thing's been on. And thank you for still watching and still supporting Marty Music. Really appreciate you guys. Let's see here. Okay, my dear old supporters, Ozzy Farrow, Francis Collins, Paul Jenkins, Chris Snellenberger, Soapy Tech from Greece, Soapy Tech twice, Matt Goodold, Charlie Moon, shout it out loud, Lionel Johnson, how are you doing, man? That's an old friend of mine, Sonny B. Nelson, Simon Darnley, and it skipped by. Oh yeah, Simon Sanders, Sonny B. Nelson, Scott Neasley, Robert Moxie, thank you, Rich Moran. He says, Marty, you have a nice wife in Amy. Well, thank you, Rich. I think so, too. She was definitely there before, before the good times. And I appreciate that. Dennis Weber, John Cruz Jr., Rick Moore, Connor Deegan, Wilmert. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. Let's see here. Thank you. Casey, Connor, Francis, Joshua Norco. Are you going back to the Iridium in February? Josh, I'm supposed to be booked February 3rd at the Iridium, so I'm going to bug everyone about that very soon, but not at the moment. Yeah, but anyway, February 3rd, New York City. Anyone that's still watching, the Iridium, going to be playing there with the full band, the whole thing. Anyone that can make it is always appreciated. But I'm going to, we'll talk more about that. Brian, anything, Brian?
No, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
One more live stream next week, right?
Going to do one next week, and I'm not going to invite anyone because it's the holidays, and I'm, there's a lot more traffic. There's just more stuff going on for people. And I don't mind our little fireside chats. It's just fine. But I do have a bunch of people that I'm talking to about coming on. So there'll be plenty more guests. My buddy Steve that's here right now in the background is going to actually help me fix my place up a little more. So for the new year, also get ready for some full band live streams with the whole setup. What do you think, Brian?
I think that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
We got the organ, the drum kit.
Drum kit, organ, bass amp, guitars. Singer will make it different, but I can do that too.
We'll have some new sound challenges to overcome.
Well, what I was going to say is with the singer, what we'll do is we will, and obviously a full band's very loud, so you can't use these clip-ons because it'll overblow it. But what I would do with a full band and a singer is I would have the PA system in here amplified, and then I would just have a very low gain microphone miking the whole room. And then if it came time to talk, I can just have a handheld microphone with an on and off switch and go over and talk to people. What do you think?
I think that sounds
What do you think, Steve? You think
Great.
I think that'll work.
Great plan.
I think that'll work. So we're gonna have some great guests, drummers. This is one of those things when I started. Marty Music's not even 3 years old, and I've been building it from square one, and now it's going. So like jamming with friends and all that wasn't the top priority to get Marty Music off the ground, but now it's very much off the ground, and so now I'm starting to think about more fun stuff like that. I'd like to thank Guitar Center in San Marcos for setting the guitar up nicely and give me a deal. And that's it. I'm going to do a little jam. And when the jam's out, that's it. We're done. But thank you again, you guys. I'll see you one more time. I mean, if you can make it, we'll see you next week, and it won't be Christmas or New Year's yet. So, but if you are too busy next Saturday, happy holidays, happy new gear. And I hope to see you guys again soon. I'm jamming, and I'm out. This is one of my favorite. The backstory on this was a personalized license plate that I saw on my drive here today. And that's why I'm playing this right now. So that's how my brain works. Let's see. everybody. Much love. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Love you all. Thank you for supporting Marty Music. I'm stoked. Rock on. Aussie rules.